Hey everyone, it is High here, bringing another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. We are on JP and we're going to be talking about the previewed information that was dropped from the official Dokkan Twitter page. And yeah, all this information usually drops, especially on JP. When I'm at work, I can't report the news as fast as I can. So I took a break. I'm actually doing this on break here to give you my take on all these brand new units in the collaboration between Dokkan Battle and Super Dragon Ball Heroes World Mission. That is a key distinction. So with that, if you are new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. And a big shout out to the official Dokkan Twitter page for the images provided and the information provided. On top of that is a big shout out to Goresh for the translations that I'll be using in this video. Both links I will post in the description below. Definitely follow both of them for up-to-date information on Dokkan Battle. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. We're going to cover the two brand new units first, starting with Silas. So this is Silas right here. I love the card art. Silas is actually like the final boss for Super Dragon Ball Heroes World Mission. He has a transformation, but let's go ahead and jump into the details here. And the details basically is the creation of a new history, Silas, and leader skill is all types, key +3, HP and tank defense 70%. Which is kind of odd because everything else that you're going to see is going to be more like the 80% range. So, but it is all types key plus 3 HP and attack and defense increase. So, you know, when you're using all types, this can be a good starter unit if you wanted to start a brand new game. Things of that nature. So useful leader skill, but not really a huge part of the meta right now. So super attack is the Skybreaker, causes immense damage to the enemy and greatly lowers defense. Passive skill is attack and defense 100% when performing a super attack. So that's pretty nice there. And then artificial life forms category, allies key +1, attack 20%. So allies for artificial life forms, which needs a buff. Artificial life forms is, that team is nowhere to be seen. Time travelers category key +1 and additional 20%. That's great as well. And then assimilates when conditions are met. I think the conditions I read somewhere is at the 5th turn. So at the 5th turn, just like Gogeta Blue, is when he transforms. Link skills is Brainiacs, Thirst for Conquest, Big Bad Bosses, Cold Judgment, Shocking Speed, Infighter, Shattering Limit. Categories is Time Travelers, Transformation Boost. Where's artificial life forms? I would think artificial life forms would be a category. I guess he's not. I don't know if that's an error or not, but artificial life forms he should be because he's buffing category allies there. So but anyway, this is going to be definitely good on Time Traveler's team, boosting there, and artificial life forms if he gets that category. So kind of confused there. But anyway, Silas says fused body. Basically what happens is he in the game he combines like all major villains, and he turns into this amazing looking character down here. Kind of reminds you of like Final Fantasy VII Sephiroth, one of my favorite villains there, with that silver hair and little kind of sword, but it's not a sword on there, and the kind of the long cape-ish looking outfit there, but looks great. But anyway, his super attack then gets buffed up to causes immense damage and massively lowers defense, and the passive skill increases to key +3 attack and defense 60% with a attack and defense 120% when performing a super attack. So he gets a full-on straight buff attack, key +3 attack and defense 60%. Loses all the category allies boosting after that, which I wish they would have just at least kept that. But man, 180% to attack and defense when doing a super attack, that's pretty massive there. So the preview also showed the super attack, so let's go ahead and look at the super attack here. And if you haven't played Super Dragon Ball Heroes World Mission, it is on global, so there is still a chance of these units dropping down the road. We are very behind on these units, and I think one of the things that we have to realize is all these units really are part of the meta. These units will be these new batches on there, but the old ones, it's very outdated. So except for Thickness of Time, that's definitely a one that is best in slot in the Patara team. So oh, by the way, this is the Great Saiyan Man 3 super attack. So that's a good transition because that's where we're going to go into next. But hopefully Global will still get some Dragon Ball Heroes units down the road. Remember, JP is 5 months ahead on Global. Global is going to be celebrating its 4-year anniversary, while of course this stuff is happening on JP. So let's go ahead and move on to that transition into Great Saiyan Man 3. Great Saiyan Man 3 in the game in Super Dragon Ball Heroes is a protagonist, kind of helps you out throughout the game here, and it is a super tech unit here. It is a 1 connecting the world, Great Saiyan Man 3, super class, Ki plus 3, HP and attack defense 80%. So here's where the 80%. From here on out, you'll see a bunch of 80% leader skills here. But this is full on super class, so this is very diverse and flexible there. So super attack causes immense damage to the enemy and increases super class allies attack by 25% for 1 turn. So if you want to use that super attack efficiently, you want to put him in the first position and buff up the other 2 units during the turn. So that will increase their attack, their super attack bonus multiplier there, so by 25%. Passive skill is a hero's charisma, attack and defense 17%, which is kind of a weird number. Chance to perform a critical hit 3% for every time traveler's category ally on your team. So you're pretty much stuck by using this unit on a time traveler's team, because you won't get really a great buff if you don't have a lot of those category allies on your team. So 17, if you have a full team, times 7 is 119%, and then you're also going to get on top of that a 21% boost on critical hits. So not bad. I think very, very useful when it comes to that. Now this is kind of interesting here. Defense minus 30%. I thought that was a plus 30%. It kind of doesn't make sense for a minus 30% there, but minus 30% after receiving an attack for the remainder of that turn. So it does reset every turn, but then counters with tremendous power upon receiving the normal attack. So this is a Super Vegito dynamic here, or Vegito dynamic, where you're going to counter, which is great. I love the counter mechanic on there, and only for normal attacks, not super attacks like Super Saiyan 4s do. But that minus 30% for every attack, you can't really tank very well. So if you have, like, you're fighting somebody that has like 5 attacks on that turn, you definitely don't want to use this unit on there, because it will just get, his defense will get weaker and weaker every time he gets hit. So if you have 1 or 2, no problem there, and you'll get a couple counters in as well. But definitely for focused on a time traveler's category, maybe Vegeta's family if you have other time travelers on there. So link skills: Infighter, Hero, Patrol, Rival Duel, Respect, and Shattering Limit. Not very good link skills there, so it's kind of a little bit underwhelming, but we'll kind of see how this actually ends up working out here. By the way, all this information is posted. Normally I do a different breakdown, but the data download hasn't happened yet for JP yet, so who knows, by the time you guys watch it, it may have happened already. So let's go ahead and move on now to these are the 2 new units that were introduced. Let's look at all the Dokkan Awakened units from this event here. So starting with, in my opinion, the best unit in the game, or in this grouping here, in the Super Dragon Ball Heroes World Mission grouping here, and that is Super Saiyan 3 Gohan. This unit is pretty beastly, so let's go ahead and take a look at it. Never before seen super battle power, Super Saiyan 3 Gohan. Leader skills: Int, Ki plus 3, HP and attack defense 80%. Once again, not a huge deal. Could work, these units could be helpful on Battlefield, I guess, if you don't have 120% leads. Super attack is a supreme damage. That's the really only disappointment with this unit here. It causes supreme damage. However, it does raise his attack for 9 turns. And I believe raises attack there is a 50% increase on the multiplier. They should have just put it as, causes immense damage then, versus raises attack for 9 turns. I don't know how that works out, if the raises attack on a supreme damage for 9 turns on stacking that is better than the immense damage. I don't know, some of you calculator individuals out there can figure that out, but either way, it's still going to be good if you can stack up that additional attack boost. Now, passive skill is pretty ridiculous: attack and defense 100%, and then an additional attack and defense 60% when performing a super attack. So 160%, 100% attack and defense, no conditions. But then when you do super and you do SA, which of course you're going to typically do, additional 60%. So it's 160% to attack and defense, which is really great. And then you have that stacking the attack on the super attack there. So Link skills are fantastic. Super Saiyan, Saiyan Lineage, Saiyan Warrior Race, Experienced Fighters, Over the Flash, Limit Breaking Form, and now Shattering the Limit. So on the Super Saiyan 3 category team, this will link amazingly well with LR3Ku, Shattering the Limit, and Over the Flash. You know, that's 5 key already, so that's going to be huge on this team. As I'm sure this unit is going to be best in slot for Super Saiyan 3. Categories is going to be Hybrid Saiyan, Goku's family, and Super Saiyan 3 category. So yeah, you can run it on also Goku's family if you're running LR3Ku and you link him up with Super Saiyan 3 Gohan. Boy, on that team is going to be fantastic. So very excited for this unit. This is a unit that Global is going to miss, and hopefully, like I said, Global will get these units down the road, because this is a must-have unit here. So the counterpart to this is actually another Super Saiyan 3 unit, and that's actually the AGL Super Saiyan 3 Trunks. Now this unit, whereas Gohan is focused on the attack aspect of it, even though he gets 160% defense, which is great, over here with the Trunks here, it is the newly produced Power Super Saiyan 3 Trunks, AGL, Ki plus 3, HP and Tech 80%, causes supreme damage to the enemy and raises defense by 30% for 9 turns. So this is an increase of defense versus the increase of attack where Gohan is. This unit here is a pure tank. Can do probably some decent damage as well, because it provides attack and defense 100% and then disable enemies guard, so that's beneficial, and then it has a high chance to guard against all attacks. Really great. Link skills are still really good here. Super Saiyan, Saiyan Lineage, Golden Warrior, Cold Judgment, Over and Flash, Limit Breaking Form, and Shattering Limit. That Over and Flash and Shattering Limit combo, the 5 key there, is going to be beneficial for a lot of units that do have those 2 key links, especially on the Super Saiyan 3 categories. So Hybrid Saiyans categories is Hybrid Saiyan, Super Saiyan 3, Time Travelers, and Vegeta's Lineage. Time Travelers is going to get a nice little boost here with a multitude of different units that you can run on that team. So very nice Trunks Awakening here. Let's go ahead and move on to the next unit, and that is Darkness Toa, Thickness Toa, whatever you want to call her there. So she's actually a pretty decent unit as well. You're looking at Surging Black Magic, Darkness Toa, AGL type, Ki plus 3, HP and Tech Defense 80%. So same leader skill as Trunks. Super attack is causes immense damage, causes supreme damage to the enemy and lowers the attack. Passive skill is a support unit. Extreme class allies, Ki plus 3, attack and defense 30%. So very good there. And then on top of that, if you get 30% or below, extreme class allies attack and defense 50% and fully recover HP once you're 30% or below. Now, very rarely you're going to get to the 30% realm to get this extra buff, because that's 80% to extreme class allies. However, you can kind of mess around with this, and if you just remember and realize that we have an LR that kind of has this 30% maximum benefit as well, and that's LR Full Power Frieza. Now, unfortunately, there's no category you're going to really put LR Frieza with this unit here, because her categories are Peppy Gals, Time Travelers, and Resurrected Warriors. So, and the links, they're not going to link very well either, but hey, 80% to attack is still 80% to attack. So I definitely would like to see some testing with Darkness Toa with the new LR Full Power Frieza. So link skills, Master Magic, Demon Duo, Battlefield Diva, Rival Duo, Scientist, Thirst for Conquest, Shattering Limit. It's kind of mediocre there when it comes to link skills. Not going to link very well, especially with the Resurrected Warrior teams. But hey, you have the plus 3 to Ki and attack and defense 30%, which is going to be very, very beneficial. And of course, Time Travelers gets another support unit here. So, and Peppy Gals if you want to use a full extreme team, which I don't think you can run a full Peppy Gals extreme team. So anyway, so that would be totally worthless on a Peppy Gals team. So anyway, Darkness Toa here I think is still a solid unit. Let's go ahead and move on to the remaining units that I think is, less than great. So let's start with the Babidi Boo, however you want to call him, Babidi Boo or Boobity, either way. It is the Kid Boo Babidi Absorbed, Int Ki plus 3, HP and attack defense 80%, Super attack causes supreme damage with a high chance to stun. So that's the value of this unit here. It is a high chance to stun. It's stunner there. I believe high chance is 50%. I don't think it's 70%, but I think it's 50%, which is still really, really good. Passive skill is a defensive support kind of attack, unit there. Kind of interesting how this is set up here. It is straight up, no condition, 80% to defense. So that's good. And then if your HP is 81% or above, so when you start the game, you'll have all allies plus 40% to HP. However, when it drops below 80%, you can get a +3 to ki and attack 40%. So that's really good if you're 80% or below. But then there's a little counteraction issue here, and it gets back to that, and then it goes back to maybe a defensive boost, and that's recovery 5% HP at the start of the turn. So yeah, I don't know why they actually ended up doing that, but it is because it's a boo, I guess. You got to have some HP recovery. So I don't know. This is kind of torn. Are you going to be at 40% or 80% or below? Because that +3 to ki is really the most important piece. I wish they would have provided the +3 to ki on above or below. 80% would have been nice. So, but because of that, it's kind of a mediocre type of unit. The link skills is Majin, Brutal Beatdown, Master of Magic, Mortimer Metamorphosis, Nightmare, and Shattering Limit. So this unit will probably be good on the transformation boost, and Artificial Life Forms does get an additional support unit, or semi-support unit. Anyway, so Boobity, Bobbity Boo, whatever, is a okay unit, not overly exciting on this unit here. So global, you're not missing all that much. The next unit here is the Baby Geneva. So Baby Geneva kind of just becomes a dodger. So AGL ki +3, HP and attack defense 80%, which is now 3 units that have this in this whole grouping here. So the super attack causes supreme damage with massively lowers defense. Recovers 10% HP at the start of a turn. Attack and defense 60%, and then a high chance to evade enemy attacks. So this is for healing purposes and for evasion purposes here. So the attack is going to be low at 60%. Defense is okay at 60, but with that high chance to evade, you should be dodging left and right with this. So once again, this is an okay unit, really not missing much. Probably definitely useful on Super Battle Road. Not too many extreme AGL units really in the game. There's more now, but if you look at like on global, it's very limited. Link skills is Thirst for Conquest, Shocking Speed, Metamorphosis, Coward, Fear and Faith, Hatred of Saiyans, and Shattering Limit. So it has quite a bit of link skills there, which is good. Categories is Transformation Boost and Artificial Life Forms. So once again, this could benefit the Artificial Life Forms team. So, and then of course Transformation Boost as well, but I think more for the Artificial Life Forms team. So, all right, let's go ahead and now move on to, I believe this is the final unit. Is it the final unit? Yeah, the final unit here. And this unit kind of got shafted. So let me explain why. All right, so this is the Super Pycon. All types ki +3, HP and attack defense 60%, which is the lowest out of all of the of these units here. The Thunder Flash causes supreme damage and greatly lowers attack, which is nice. Here's the passive skill, I think, is really good. Ki +3, attack and defense 80%. Performs a guaranteed additional attack with a medium chance for a super attack when there's 1 enemy, and then performs a guaranteed attack with a high chance for a super attack when there's 2 enemies more. So I think that's a really nice unit for almost even a double super attack, because if you're fighting against two individuals and you kill that individual, the other thing's gonna proc as well. So you might end up having 2 additional attacks because it goes from two enemies to 1 enemy, and it's going to proc the second guaranteed additional attack. So link skills, Gentleman, Brainiacs, Tough as Nails, Shocking Speed, Experienced Fighter, Supreme Warrior, Shattering Limit. Okay, here's the shaft. No categories. We're in the category meta, and they're gonna Dokkan Awaken a unit and not give them a category. Doesn't make any sense. This should have been on like maybe Time Travelers or Resurrected Warriors or something. So really, this is not a useful unit unless you're running on super strength. So maybe like a Vegeta team, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta team or something. I don't even know. So huge shaft when it comes to this unit here. I think this unit could have been useful, but I don't know, maybe they'll introduce a different category down the road. So because of that, you're not missing anything. So not too many people will be using this unit here. So let's go ahead and kind of recap this because this has probably gone on long enough. We had to cover so many units here. I think because of the category shaft, PyCon is the worst unit out of this grouping here. Then I would say it would be Super Geneva. You're probably not going to use them too much. Maybe on SBR is probably what you're going to end up using them on. Then you have the Babidi Boo. So I think that unit, because of the support, is slightly better than the Geneva. And then you have Great Saiyan Man 3 is kind of where I have this unit here. Then the Sealess. And then I think Darkness Toa is better than the Sealess and the Great Saiyan Man, or at least more useful. I won't say better, but more useful, because she's now an extreme support unit. I'm going to put her above the other two. The other two, you might be using both of them in a particular teams, but I think Darkness Toa has a little bit more flexibility. So now let's go ahead and move on to the final units here. And coming in at number 2 spot is going to be the Super Saiyan 3 Trunks. And number 1 by far is the Super Saiyan 3 Gohan. That Gohan is ridiculous and is a best in slot unit. So the rest, I think Sealess could be useful, more useful than I'm giving it, but I'm still going to put him in the 4th spot as of right now. But we'll see kind of how that unit pans out with testing and some gameplay. So, but this is just preliminary. This is previews, and yeah, I know this is a long video, but there was a lot of units that we had to preview. I don't know if I will do a full-on breakdown with some team builds. I might, and if you guys would want me to, feel free to comment below and say, yeah, let's do a full or another quick breakdown with a preview of team builds. I will go ahead and do that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I gotta get back to work. So with that, thank you guys for watching. Keep on Dokkaning, and we will catch you next time.